I'm Dr. Ben Newman. This is Ask Dr. Ben. I am a coronavirus researcher, and I'm going to try to answer your questions. And we've got the Chambered Nautilus shirt on today. Yeah, so you know it's going to be a good day. I mean, how could it be anything else with chambered nautiloids roaming about the place? All right, so let's see. Next question is from Amy, and hello, good morning, or whatever time it is wherever you are. Let's see. Okay, I am vaccinated as well as the other members of my household. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. Is it safe to eat inside of a restaurant? Oh, yeah. I don't. Yeah. And if so, should we wear a mask when not eating or drinking? I think this isn't a yes or no question, but I think everybody would really like for this to be a yes or no question because then you could say yes. Yeah. If it has to be yes or no, the answer is no. It's not completely safe. It's not safe, but it's fairly safe if you're completely vaccinated. Yeah, it's a numbers thing, and I don't know that. Yeah, I I'm sure I do things during the day that if I sat down and really thought about the percentages and numbers, I might change what I was doing. Yeah. Yeah. But I can't even think of one right now because it's honestly still too early in the morning for that. But that's, yeah. So what are the odds? Depending on where you are, which vaccine you got, you're going to have something between like 50% if it's one of the live inactivated vaccines, or rather killed vaccines. Something like 70% or end up if it's one of the adenovirus vectored vaccines, and something like 90% ish if it's one of the mRNA vaccines. So that's your odds of not contracting COVID 19 to the point where you get sick. Yeah. And there are other odds that are a little higher or a little lower. If we're talking about don't die from COVID, you'll have a better chance of not dying since you're vaccine. If you're talking about vaccinated, if you're talking about will I actually get it but not actually get particularly sick, then yeah, your odds of protection go down a little bit because there are some cases where people will get it. So it's yeah, it's you're asking for a nice simple answer, and the answer is a bunch of math. And what you want is yeah, kind of like an epidemiologist to run through that. But even all the things that they would tell you would be based on particular models, and there are slightly different ways to model any situation, and they'd all get to roughly the same risk calculation. It's going to be in the ballpark of the things I've mentioned, but there will be different ways to do it, and I don't know that there is an exact answer. I don't know that anybody can give you an exact answer. So, yeah. Um, for a little while there, I think if I've been in maybe 3 restaurants now without a mask, and I feel nervous and itchy each time. And we've kind of gone back to just takeout, or I think we were outside the other day and there was nobody around, and that felt okay. That's just more spidey sense tingling than anything I can point to in a particular paper. In general, the mask dance where you wear your mask in and then take your mask off and then put it back on, while you wait for your drinks to come and then take it back off to. It, I don't know that that is giving much protection because, yeah, it's like if you have a horde of barbarians or something at the door and you keep the gate closed sometimes, but other times the gate just needs to be open. Yeah. They'll get in during the times when it's open. So I don't know that that's ever been a particularly sensible solution. The idea that you must have a mask, but you couldn't possibly wear a mask because you're putting things into your mouth and it doesn't work with a mask. So, yeah, that's probably the best I can do in terms of an answer on this. Yeah, uh, I don't know. With the big rise of the what looks like the third wave, or people count waves differently, but in America and Europe in particular, I would say this probably isn't a good time. There is a lot of virus going around, and the number of cases is almost certainly higher than what we know based on a thing called test positivity rates, like how many tests you give and how many come back positive. When that is much higher than the actual percentage of people who are infected, as worked out by epidemiologists, then it means that we're undercounting a lot of cases. And it's almost certainly the case at the sort of beginning of every big wave. And then toward the end of the wave, we sort of catch up, and then it goes down. And you can usually believe the tail end of the wave, but the front end of the wave is usually worse than you think. I think that's what we've seen in every one of the waves that we've seen so far. So there you go. That's probably enough on this, and thanks very much for a good question. Yeah. All the best, and this has been Ask Dr. Ben.